So when you and Tame reunited, right? Like, why was there not an album that came out like before you guys did in 2018? You guys did the, the Lost Files. Like, why during that span of time there was not an album put out?
I'll tell you this: we recorded a whole lot of music, though. So we wasn't too much like say looking for a deal, but a label called Smoke On Records came along. So in the time span of us getting back together, we did a reissue of the first album with Fat Beats, and we had a yellow copy, yellow vinyl. We had a poster, a 45. That was 2013, and then we did the record with Smoke On, which was the demo of the record we made that nobody wanted to hear. And we put that out, and that was
You said nobody wanted to hear?
As far as the label, like I said, wanted to play demos for them, and they was like, "Nah, we good. Y'all can rap. That's all we need to know." So, okay, but we started posting the demos around on YouTube. So when the dude at the label got one of his mastering guys and mixing guys to mix the tape, this quality of music that was on there was like from a tape. You heard all the hiss on the tape, and that he got all of that out. Got it good enough to put it on vinyl, and people, 500 copies went out and they gone. So I got a record called Every Day in the Street from a record I had with the Returners, the guy from Poland. I did a remix with Tame and Rodiga, and we shot a video for that. Digga's not in the video though, but we shot a video for that. We got a song on Marco Polo, Port Authority 2, called Back to Work. We was featured on his album. We featured on the Jazz Spastics album. We got a video for that where Tame was a bear and I'm a rabbit. With the animation, it's crazy. So we did a lot of work in between doing that, and I was working on solo stuff. I did a record with Sadat X. That came out.
Before we get into that though, but yeah, because people are just like wondering, like, you guys get back in 2008, why the album not come out until 2022?
Yeah, we wasn't making that because when we got back together, we went right on tour.
Right.
Like and that's another thing. We was always on tour. Like even before we split up, we went right back to what we was doing already. As people found out we was coming to Europe, so we would always go over there and get booked. So we was making money, but in between all of these songs I'm naming was coming out one by one. Until the Smoke On Records dude came with the deal, that was when we got approached to do a record, like a full album. And that was with Buck. And because he was working with Buck already too. So that put us back together from Come On to Get Down days. And that's when we, put the record out. And even though we recorded the record, it didn't come out to 2022 after Tame died.
Right. There was 2 year, it was
from making them. So like the records in between, like I said, the Lost Files, and we actually reprinted That's Them album and put that out with Smoke On. We only made 500 copies of those. And this is before, right now, we would get a big ass cease and desist letter if we try to do that now. Like Fat Beats found out, they did an orange copy of the vinyl, and Warner Brothers sent them that letter. He's like, "Yo, I thought you said it was good." I was like, "No, the 2013 it was good." He found out though.
Damn. Yeah, so then you guys do the album No Expiration Date with Buck Wild, right? I understand that there were difficulties leading up to it being released, that it was stuck in limbo for 2 years or something like that. So what was holding it up?
Making it. We had to get it mixed. My man Jay Palumbo came to the rescue, and he mixed the whole album for us.
Shout out to Jake. But he said though that it was done and submitted way long before it came out.
Nah, we submitted. We agreed to doing it in 2018, 2019.
Oh, got you. Okay.
And like I said, this is why those 2 other records came out before No Expiration Date. because we were still making it. And then we had, in between making it, we was on tour, and then Tame was working. So once we got it mixed, we had to wait a while for the guy at the label to put it in through the DSPs, and then we had to wait for the vinyl. That was the wait, because one of the vinyl pressers, the factory burned down.
Wow.
So we had to get another factory, which was in Amsterdam, and we started working with them. So then the Corona happened.
Shit, yeah.
That pushed it back too. That shit was on a freight for weeks and months before they let it, go to him. So a lot of stuff happened with that record, but when it did finally come out, though, Tame had already was gone, and we got to push it that way.
Even though Kaos wasn't alive to see the album get released, he was there during the making of it and would give his input on things like get somebody else to do this hook. All you guys can't be on the hook. What made, can you talk a little bit more about that? Like how he helped with the process?
Yeah, Kaos was no bones. He would tell me straight up, and I trusted his ear as a DJ, not just being my DJ, because Kaos, I'm going to tell you now, he was not a yes DJ. He would not play everything I would do. Kaos was the guy I would play, yo, hear this, I want you to hear something. I would play it for him, and he'd give me no reaction. All right, what's the next one? Give me the next one. And then until he stopped doing that, and I knew that's when he would like something. So, but he was real picky with his. He would play me other stuff from other people. And I knew that was the way of him saying, oh, you got to be like this. Not even say be like that, but, you got to be in this direction. So he would come in the basement when we were recording a lot of this. And when Tame wasn't there, he'd be like, yo, you can't do all this. You can't, because he knew Tame wasn't there all the time. He said, get Joker to do a hook. Do some scratches. But then I'm looking at Kaos, and he couldn't do the scratches like he wanted to. So I got my man DJ Hush from Memphis, Tennessee. Hush has been doing a lot of cuts for me. Me and Sadat's record, even me and Tame's new record, he did cuts. So he no one will ever replace Kaos. But Hush knew Kaos too. And he knew his taste and DJing, and Kaos approved of him doing cuts on the record as well, even if he couldn't do them, because he was our friend. So in the creative process, Kaos was always the one that would just come out of nowhere, like, nah, that ain't it. And when he was saying, we wouldn't be shocked, because I knew he meant what he said, and we trusted him and his opinion, because we knew what he wanted out of us.
Sure, man. When it comes to that album, how do you feel with the finished product? Were you satisfied with that?
Very, very much so. And just speak on it right now. I've just completed a remix album of No Expiration Date. Oh. And it's going to sound totally different from what you hear now. K-Def gave me a remix. I got a lot of remixes from people that people don't know, and the records are hot. My man Kick Beats, he did a whole album with Master Ace, The Fallen Season. So he did a remix. My man Doom the Wiz did a remix. I got my man Yamin, my boy, and these guys are just my friends. These are guys that don't get the opportunity to do records, but they fucking got beats. So a DJ friend of mine in Atlanta, Rock Most, he made records in the past, but I'm like, yo, give me something for this. He gave me 3 different ones, and he gave me the one I took. He said, yo, I didn't think you would pick that one. I said, nah, bro, that one is the Artifact sound. He didn't understand what he did. So I took that one from him, and, 10 songs. My man Theory has it. He got the joint. And we actually put the video out for that. And this I was happy with it, but I felt like because of the label situation, it wasn't heard like it was supposed to. Wasn't presented right.
What made you guys release it through a German company with Smoke on Records?
Because he was the one that had the money, and he let us do it. He pretty much let us do what we wanted. So that's why I was happy with the outcome, especially with Buck and being in the studio with him again. And Jake did his thing, mixing the record, just like I wanted him to do. But like I said, like you can present something, but you got to do it all the way through. And it wasn't like that with him. I won't talk about nobody on here, but I will say, like I said, you learn everything one time. You only need one time. So I'm at the point right now that rather than letting somebody else do something like that again, I'll spend my own money and press that shit up myself. And I feel a lot better.